evening, everybody. Good night, or no, good evening, I think is what you say when you say hello.
Talking Dirty
with Maestro. Not just numbers,
not just stats.
it's about what they mean.
I'm going to send to you the information.
Talking Dirty.
Hello and welcome to Talkin Durty with your boy. Me. Maestro's going to give you a little truncated version of hopefully self-help. First half is going to be really specific to one region. The second half is going to be really toward the teams that find themselves in the lower seeds, trying to work their way up into the top seeds or better positioning for the run to one. I know it's unwelcome advice. I know it's unsolicited advice, which is the absolute worst kind. It is not meant to give offense. It is only meant to help. So hopefully it's going to be taken that way. And if it's not, tell your boy to shut up and I'll move on. First half, I want to talk specifically to the teams in the southern regions. Now, everybody can follow this, by the way. This is not a situation where this is only for just the southern region teams, but I'm speaking to them in general because there's only 6.5 games separating 8 teams, which means everybody's right on top of each other. And this region could very easily be flipped from 1 to 8 to 8 to 1, and no one would even think twice about it because of the talent that's there. It's just the way that the teams have played, and now I've seen enough games where I want to throw out something specifically for each team. Now, I'm not going to make it unfair. This is just to everybody here in the southern region in terms of the weaknesses I've seen this season. And I want to offer 3 potential remedies. How about that? 1, transition defense. And I'm going to explain what that means because I hear a lot of people saying that, but nobody talks about what that really means because that can mean a bunch of different things. So 3 elements to transition defense that actually makes it work. First is you harass the ball. You become the ointment in the fly and you get in the way. You make it difficult for ball movement to happen. 2, you force cross-court passes. Those are the dangerous passes that will allow your teammates to do number 3, and that is get in the lane to intercept those passes. Transition defense, when these teams do that, they're all pretty amazing. And if they build their game off of that, guess what that means? Easier buckets, which brings me to transition offense. My only suggestion, I only have 1 point for transition offense to help. I guess I have 2. Push to the rim. No breakaway threes. Push all the way to the rim, and when you get to the rim, choose violence. Really make it count. And the third thing I'm going to offer, and it's going to get a lot of eye rolls, but when you look at your stats, you can unroll your eyes and just get off yourself because this is the biggest thing that I see from a bunch of teams that are so strong in the offensive rebounding category. They don't turn those offensive rebounds into points. So let's just make it your typical flat across the board 2-to-1 ratio. If you go back, I'm talking specifically to the southern region teams. If you go back and you look at how many offensive rebounds you've got this year and how many points you got off those rebounds, if you don't have a 2-to-1 ratio, figure out what you would have if it was a 2-to-1 ratio and then figure out how different your record would be because how much different your scoring would be and how many points the opponent would not have gotten. So hopefully those 3 things will help southern region teams because that's the toughest division. And just because I want to see the chaos and see the fight all the way through, just because that's just what I like. Anyway, holla at your boy. Let me know what you think. On base, off base, close base, shut up base. You know what's up. And you know what else to do. Catch me under the sea.
Thank you for listening to the Maestro. Want to get involved? Bring it.
dropindiscord.gg/SimWorld Hoops.
If you have the brain, join as a coach. If you have the game,
join as a player.
see the game,
Be
be the game.
game.
Now, back to the
Maestro.
Sorry. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And welcome back to Talkin Durty with your boy. This is a shout out for, and hopefully a helpful piece to help other teams in other regions that are near the bottom and are looking for a way to sort of right the rest of their season and the run to one. So I'm going to do the typical thing of, again, unsolicited, hopefully helpful, certainly unwelcome advice. One thing I would say to any team that find themselves in a lower seed with a challenging season and you're trying to find a way to turn it around, you need to find a way to get easy buckets. And how do you do that? You push everything toward the rim. Easier to make buckets when you're closer than it is when you're far away. Also, take your time in working it toward the rim and crash the boards when you do so. Try to get offensive rebounds, turn those offensive rebounds into points. Once you push toward the rim, you start being more successful there. You start seeing points up on the board. Psychology kicks in. The next thing you know, you can move to middies. You can move those other things that you need to do that can eventually open you up to threes. And now you find yourself with the entire clock to work with in terms of being able to score. But start with easy buckets first. Second, I always suggest a 3-4 transition D. In other words, you start the transition defense at 3/4 of the court and go back to what we talked about in the first half of this particular pod, forcing passes, forcing cross-court passes, harass the ball, getting interceptions, and turning them toward the rim. Third, if you're a team that's struggling to score, you slow down your shots. You work the clock, and you go back to the very first principle we started with here today in this half. Easy buckets. Work toward the rim. Guards try to drive, pass into the paint, make things happen. Be aggressive, even if it's nothing more than getting fouls to give yourself an opportunity to get the scoring energy on your side. And lastly, stay focused. Don't rush. Take your time. When you put water on the field, you slow down the speed. Muddy it up, make it work for you, and if you play smart, you get a chance to not only stay in a game, but you start adding pressure to the team on the other side. Next thing you know, you give yourself a better chance than you might have had by just chucking up shots, laying bricks, building condos, and the like. Why am I saying all this? Well, what was the point of this podcast? Because I want to see every team succeed, and I know every team cannot succeed in terms of winning. That's not what this is about. This is about seeing every team succeed in terms of developing their singular talent, their collective talent, and what they're able to do to build themselves forward. And I'm selfish. I want to see everybody do great. I want to see every team do great, whether you win or lose, whatever. But as long as if I see you getting better, I'm still excited as a fan of the game, as a fan of everyone here. Hopefully this helps a little bit. You know what's up. Holla at your boy. Let me know what you think. Let me know where you're at. Want some more details on stuff? Fine. If you don't, I can be quiet too. It's all good. And just let everybody know, you know the deal. Never invite John Wick to your niece's birthday party.
like I need to talk to somebody.
Thank you for listening to Maestro.
Thank you again for checking out Maestro. Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind. See you next time.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.